Hey, everybody. Listen, I'm popping up because I want to have a quick conversation with you guys. If you are on, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to join me. I have some things on my heart, and I just kind of want to talk a moment. Kind of just want to put some stuff out there that I think will really resonate with our spirit. And again, it's a pop up, so I'm sharing because I wasn't planning on popping up. But let's jump on. If you guys are here, jump on, and you can click the button and share, and have somebody else jump on. It's the craziest time ever. I don't ever go live at random times like this, but I was led, and I'm here, and we're just gonna do this pop up. And happy Friday to everybody. If you are watching this today and not the replay, it's Friday, and Freedom Friday. And I think that this is appropriate. This thing that I really want to share, and that I really kind of want to put out there. I think it's going to, hey, y'all, I think it's going to really benefit with all of us. And it's just some declarations. It's just some things I want to bring attention to. I'm one of those people who, y'all know, I always say that truth plus transparency equals transformation. And I love to say that before the truth can make us free, we got to figure out what lie is holding us hostage. So I just want to real quick come and really bring some clarity to some lies that we've been told in our lives, some things that we have believed about ourselves, about our lives, about our money, about our purpose. I really want to bring some clarity, because I think that subconsciously we've made some decisions. We have limited ourselves in certain capacities. We have discounted certain parts of our destiny. We've been discriminatory against our destiny in some aspects. I believe that there are some things that we have forfeited in our future, because because we heard wrong, we believed wrong, we accepted wrong. And so I am, thank you guys that are jumping on. Listen, y'all hit the share button, because, again, I'm not going to be on long, but I really, really want to share something, really want to be transparent. Really want to share some things on my heart that I believe is really going to help us. And lately, I've been saying that I've been in a place where I've been agitating atmospheres. I'm in a place where things are not comfortable, things are not easy, I'm not being allowed to cultivate complacency. I'm not being allowed to facilitate this facade of familiarity, because I've been declaring that all things are become new. All things are become new. And I've been just kind of teaching that, and I've been kind of declaring that. But I think when we say things like all things are become new, we don't realize that there now is a divorce of the old. That when things become new, we divorce dysfunction. When things become new, we have to fall out with failure. When things become new, we have to dismantle deceptions. When all things are becoming new, that there are some things that make us uncomfortable. There are some things that we have to do. There are some steps that we have to take in order to come into the newness. And so lately, I have been in a place where I've been in a very uncomfortable place emotionally, spiritually, physically. Just been in this really rare place, and I really want to share, because I know that if I'm feeling it on one level, somebody else is feeling it on another level. And so again, I believe that before the truth can make us free, we've got to figure out what lie is holding us hostage. And so for a few moments, I want to deal with, I will no longer partner with poverty. I will no longer partner with poverty. Again, I will no longer partner with poverty. And so there's going to And so this might make us feel a kind of way. This, because it makes me feel a kind of way, because in our minds we don't naturally think that we are partnering with poverty. We don't naturally think that we have positioned and conditioned ourselves to be okay with lack. And can you just type that in the comments, because this is really, I think it's really going to help us. I will no longer partner with poverty. Even if you're watching the replay, I believe it's going to help you. For those of you guys that are completely new to me, my name is Dr. Elisa Harney, and I am known as Dr. E. And I am known as the empowerment specialist. My complete objective in life is to help people get positioned to prosper in their purpose, and I do that because I facilitate internal inventory and external evaluation, and then atmosphere assessment. That's what I do when I come on live to kind of get us there. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a mentor, all of these things, a strategist, a clarity strategist, prophet, author, just all of these other things. But today I'm a conversationalist. I really want the eyes of our understanding to be enlightened. And so we're going to make a declaration that I will no longer partner with poverty, but that in order for us to operate and see the manifestation of that, we've got to understand the marriage of that. Where did that come from? When did we marry? Because if we're going to divorce dysfunction, if we're going to divorce deficiency, and this is so good, if we're going to divorce deficiency, we've got to see, when did I marry into it? If I'm divorcing it at some point, I partner with it. If I got to leave it at some point, I connected with it. I joined with it. We got together. And so I really want to deal with that. I will no longer partner with poverty, but I also got to turn around and figure out where did I marry it? When did I date it? When did I allow myself to connect with it? Because we can make declarations and decrees all day, but until we denounce those actions, until we, as I like to say, trace the tree and remove the root, then we're still going to see the manifestation of some of these malfunctions. Y'all know I'm just the queen of alliteration. We're going to see the manifestation of some of those malfunctions in our lives. And so I really want to just kind of give us internal inventory and opportunity to do some searching about this next phase in our life. So I want to begin by being very transparent about something. And if you follow me, you kind of maybe be aware of some of these things, but I really wanted to share my heart and then give this declaration and really help us divorce this dysfunction of deficiency, because poverty is a deficiency. Poverty is a state of not having enough. Poverty is a place. I need us to understand that it's a place. Some of us reside there. Some of us walk through there. Some of us have left there. Some of us are arriving there. And poverty is a place because it's an emotional place. It's a mental place. It's a financial place. It's a spiritual place. You can partner with poverty in different areas of your life. It's a place, but it is not a place of residence. It is not a place of relevance, but we have to understand the place of recognition. We have to be able to recognize how it shows up, when it showed up, why it showed up, and where did it show up. And so I want to, as a clarity strategist, it is vital to me to help us get clear. And the only way that we can get free, and the only way that we can get clear, is that we have to recognize and trace the tree so we can remove the root. So again, if you're just coming on, make sure that you share this or tag somebody, because again, I think this is going to help us facilitate the next level of where we're trying to go. And so deficiency is a dysfunction. It is not having enough. It is always feeling as though we're barely getting by emotionally. I'm almost about to lose my mind. That's deficiency. We partner with poverty. I just feel like I'm barely holding on. Deficiency. It's not enough. I can barely get by. I'm going from paycheck to paycheck. That's deficiency. We've partnered with poverty. I don't want to ask. I don't want to put myself in this position because of it'll get me. There's a deficiency, and sometimes without even meaning pertaining to without even being consciously aware of it. We partner with poverty. And again, until the truth can make us free, we got to understand the lie that holds us hostage. Now, this is one of those conversations where we want to jump right on into scripture and just give me but this is one of those things. These are one of those places where we have to get a recognition into our reality. Again, I've gotten to the place and I'm being forced into this place where it's not enough to say the good stuff and to get fed and to go around and getting hyped up and to go up to the place. Oh, I want to hear a word that's going to rev me up and hype me up. It's not enough to just feel stirred in my spirit. It's just not enough for my ears to get in to be spoken to or tingle. I've got to get clarity and understanding so that I can move into the next level of manifestation. If I don't produce action, I say all of the time that you can't fake fruit. And so what happens with us is we talk a good game and we sound good biblically, but do we look good in the reality? Are a lot of us, and I've said this all of the time, we're conceptually rich, but we are executionally poor. So we have a lot of ideas. Oh, I know there's a book inside of me, and I know there's greatness inside of me. Conceptually, we can come up with stuff all day. Conceptually, we can have manifestation in our spirit. I know I'm called to do great things, but then what happens is, though, executionally we're poor. We don't make the transition from what we feel and what we want to what we're going to do. And so that's the part where we stay stuck. That's the part where we want another word and we're looking for another sign, and if we just wait on the Lord. But you can't fake fruit. When are we going to get out of the place where we're waiting? And I say all of the time that waiting is still an action word. And we like to say things like, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. I'm just waiting on my change to come. No, be the change. I'm just waiting for God to move. He's already done everything he's going to do. I'm just waiting for the right moment. If you breathe, if you had breath, if you took a breath, it's the moment. And so we have to get to the place where we are not just willing to be okay with being conceptually rich and executionally poor. And what happens is, if we're executionally poor, then we're going to be physically poor. We're going to be spiritually poor. We're going to be mentally poor. And so I've gotten to the place, and the reason why I said that I will no longer partner with poverty is because I've discerned that dysfunction is deficiency. I've got to divorce the dysfunction of deficiency. At some point, I've got to be tired of not having enough. At some point, I've got to say, I'm tired of seeing people do and people have, and I'm sitting on the side of the road and I'm just waiting. At some point, I've got to stop blaming everybody else because they made a decision, because they said that I'm one decision away from my destiny, because they said I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to make an investment. I'm going to stop giving where I'm living and start sowing where I'm going. I'm going to walk. I'm going to be fortified in my faith and stop flunking in my finances. At some point, we've got to make a transition to where we've not partnered, or we will no longer partner with poverty. And I need us to get to the place where that's just not a catchphrase. That's just not something we say. I need us to get to the point where we're just not saying it to feel good, and we're not just saying it because it sounds good. It motivates us in our spirit. And then as soon as an opportunity is put in front of us, as soon as there is a way that we can go, as soon as we got to put our money where our mouth is, as soon as we've got to put the pedal to the metal, as soon as that happens, now we got to go back to waiting. So I gotta get us to the place where we're not in a perpetual state of pause. Man, I hope y'all are hearing me. Thank you guys that are joining. I hope you guys are sharing. We've got to get to the place where we're not in a perpetual state of pause. Thank you, sis. We've got to get to the place where we're not always in this cycle. And I say this all of the time. We're in this mode of inertia. There is motion, but there is no movement. And we say things like, well, I'm just doing what I got gotta do, or I'm just in this, honey, if I can just keep going. I said a long time ago, and I'm gonna put up a post about it, but there is a difference between going further and going higher. And a lot of the times, and I said to when I was teaching this a couple of weeks ago, that just waking up every day and not dying, you're gonna go further in age. Every single day you wake up and don't die, there's another digit, there's another day, there's another hour added to your life. But there is a difference between going further and going higher. Going higher is levels. There's levels to this. Going higher means I have more because I gave more. I gave more and I invested more. Now I receive more. Now I have more. It's got to get. I did a pop-up, I think, at the beginning of the month, and I said, I need y'all to understand that overflow is still an option. We act like it's an obstacle, but it's still an option. And but we're not prepared. We think that overflow, I hope y'all get this. We think that overflow is something that's going to come down onto us, but that's not the definition of overflow. Overflow is when it starts here and it's so much that it spills out to everybody else. And so I want to just make it clear, and if I can just interrupt you for just a moment to say that we're waiting for overflow to come from the heavens on down, but out of our belly is supposed to flow rivers. The overflow is supposed to come from within. I need us to understand that we've put ourselves in a place we're waiting for somebody to hand us stuff and to give us stuff, and we don't understand that we've got to be triggered. We've got to be arrested in our atmosphere. We've got to be compelled to upgrade and to go higher, because the windows have got to be opened up. The door has got to be opened up. The things on the inside of us have got to get to the level where it's so much, it's so exceeding that it spills out into every area of us. And so I want us to stop getting to a place where the reason why we're not moving forward, well, I'm just waiting on God, well, I'm just waiting on somebody to give me a chance, or I'm just waiting on the right move, or I'm just waiting on the right move. No, it's already here. Of course, see, if we, and for those of us who have a problem, I believe in the word of God. I'm a wordster. Everything about me, my faith is my foundation. But there is a distinction between, sometimes we default to the word because of this conviction bias. Sometimes we default to the word because we don't want to do the work. And I'm just gonna say what I said, because faith without the work is still dead. We sometimes will default to the word because we don't want to do the work. And so when we default to the word, we say, well, now unto him that's able to do exceeding abundantly. Listen, the problem is not him. I've said this before. The problem isn't him. He's able to always do exceeding and abundantly, but the overflow comes from within. How do I know? Because he says it's according to the power that works in you. And so if you don't manifest the overflow, if you don't tap into the thing that's on the inside of you, always waiting, never thinking you're enough, never investing, always scary, always doubtful, always looking suspicious, and always, I'm just gonna pray. But then I need you to position yourself to pivot. I need you to position yourself to produce. After you finish praying, can you produce? And so I didn't even mean to shift like that, but I need us to understand some things. We've got to do the work. We've got to divorce the dysfunction of deficiency. We've got to get to the place where we say it's more than just prayer. It's more than just reading the word. It's more than just making affirmations. It's more than just liking a post. It's more than just looking at other people and appreciating. It's more than just thanking God for his goodness. But he says, remember the Lord thy God, who gives you the power to obtain wealth, because you have the power to do it. But if we're partnered with poverty, we'll never produce the prosperity. Pray, pivot, produce. And so we've got to get to, and I've just, and I know y'all can hear I've gotten agitated in my soul because I am tired. After you finish praying, can you produce? After you finish, but can you produce? After you finish fasting, what are you fast to move forward? I just need us to stop getting to this place where we don't understand, where the overflow is not coming down on us. It's coming from within us out. And so we've gotten to this place where we have a lullaby of lack. Lack is lullabying us. Oh child, I can't. You know what the lullaby of lack is? Hon, I can't hardly make it, but God is still faithful. That's not bringing honor. That's not making his name great. Well, you know what? One thing about it, he'll reward me in the end. No, he'll reward you right now. There's something that you can do. He wants you to have life and it abundantly. And we have this song of scarcity. Man, can I talk about this? There's this song of scarcity. Well, you know, y'all out here paying these high dollars, and honey, I wouldn't pay that if I were you, because that's the song of scarcity. That you have this song that every time, honey, I'm not paying that. Well, I'm not doing that. Oh, that's a big investment. But what is it that you want to produce? Because you can't fake fruit. I don't care how cute your picture is. I don't care how well you articulate. I don't care what you can't fake fruit. And so we've got to get to the place, man. I'm trying not to go in, but I just feel led to put this after you finish praying. Can you produce? Can you pivot? And can you produce after you finish fasting? Can you move forward? Are you singing the song of scarcity? Or do you have a lullaby of lack? Because we've got to get to the place where we no longer partner with poverty. I'll share this. And again, I always say that truth plus transparency equals transformation. And again, before the truth can make you free, you got to figure out what lie has held you hostage. And so I was thinking, even this week, on Monday, I had a big launch. I launched my new K Club. And for you women who have been looking for a place to go, for you women who have been saying, you know what, I want to take it to the next level. I'm ready to shift over. I'll talk about it, later, but our K Club is a community for kingdom women. But listen, it's the country club. Somebody called it the country club for kingdom women. So it's not cheap and it's not low, because we bring in your doctors and therapists and leaders who can train and strategy and marketing people and strategists and systems and financial and wealth experts. And so let me just go ahead and tell you now, if you're not in a place where you're ready to level up, you're ready to get around women who can pull you up, not pull you over, then that's not the place for you. But I did something this week that pulled me out of my comfort zone, but it also revealed to me the level of and the levels that are surrounding us. I teach y'all all the time about doing internal inventory and then doing that external evaluation so that you can have an atmosphere assessment. And sometimes you don't even realize what's around you until you go into the deep, until you launch. A lot of you all don't really even know what's in you because you're standing still. You don't even know how strong you are, how far you can go, what people are willing to, because you're standing still. And so the Lord really he positioned, after I finished praying, y'all might remember, in about June or July of this year, I put a post up that I said, I was praying, and the Lord said, listen, I need you to do something. Stop. Don't ask me for money. Pray for the plans. He reminded me of Jeremiah. He said, I know the plans, and the plans are to prosper. I know the plans, but you're not asking me for plans. And so I began to ask him for the plans. And when he began revealing the plans, I didn't know that the plans would cause me to pivot, but the pivot would cause me to produce. And so I went into this place, and a few weeks ago, I launched, I kind of soft launched my very first 5-figure coaching program. Now I'm gonna tell you something about me. When he started pivoting me, my accessibility shifted. I don't do one-on-ones. I don't, he had allowed me to come here every Monday and teach for free, teach strategy for personal, spiritual, professional development. Next year, I'll only be doing that once a month, unless he gives me a pop-up. There's levels to this. I need you to understand something. And so when he began to shift me and he began to allow me to produce fruit, it allowed me to pivot. And he started saying, okay, now I need you to come up higher. And I was so busy looking down and saying, no, I need to stay level because I don't want people to think. And I don't want, and he said, how can you bring people up if you don't set the bar high? I need y'all to hear this. I will no longer partner with poverty. This is dismantling the dysfunction of deficiency. He said, how can you bring them up if you don't set a bar high? I can't bring you up until I set the bar high. And so I began to put out a program, and I was very not, it was very unorthodox the way that I did it. It was not overt. I didn't come up and you've never seen a post where I said, hey, introducing my brand new coaching program. No, I did not. I began to position myself as an expert and as an authority in what I do. And little by little, I did what I call, I put out the receipts, the recipe, and the recognition to what I do and how I do it. And then I put a link out, and if people were ready to pivot, they began to find that link. They began to, even the other day I was talking about it, they got in my inbox. They said, I heard you had a coaching program. I never knew. And I heard it was premium. I want that level. And so I began to do that. And it started to pull me out of my comfort zone. And then he said, now go out and introduce this new community. And yeah, look a little highfalutin. And yes, it's operated in the spirit of excellence, because we went and we invested. I invested tens of thousands of dollars to position my team, to get legal representation, to make sure we got the best of the best in marketing and in media and in graphics and in web design. And yes, we did put some investments to make sure that everything that we were doing, we did it at the high level. And so no, I wasn't going to come behind it and do it at anything less than the investment that I made. But I realized that there was a part of me that wanted to partner with poverty and say, I can't do that. What about people? What if they can't afford it? What if it's something? What if I want to make that my responsibility? And God reminded me of a word that I said, that I'm not trying to stress you. I'm trying to stretch you. And so I had to understand that I only build muscle in the stretch. Man, y'all better hear me. I've been saying to people, I used to teach voice. And one of the things that I used to do when I would teach voice lessons and when I would do voice exercises is I always said, we got to stretch first. Man, listen, because if you don't stretch, your body posture is going to be wrong and your notes are going to be flat. Look at this in the natural. Your voice is going to be, you're going to misuse your voice and your notes will be flat. And so when I used to teach vocals, I'm a vocalist, and I used to teach it, and I would say, all right, I need everybody to stretch. I need you to put your hands way above, as high as you can go. I need you to stretch, because when you stretch, you open your diaphragm. Man, I feel the wind. When you stretch, you open yourself up. When you stretch, those shoulders have to come back. When you stretch, your head comes up just a little higher. When you stretch, that back aligns just a little bit. When you stretch, there's some things that have to tighten up. And so I would tell them, I need you to stretch. I'm not trying to stress you. I'm trying to stretch you. Why am I stretching you? Because I need the sound to be clear. I need the sound to be articulated audibly. I need the sound to be, I need you to shift in your sound. And so I put this club out, and immediately I got mixed reviews, and not even in a bad way. There were some people who were completely excited. And it's only been out a few days. And again, the link is showing up on the screen. So, you all that are ready for that next level, please check it out. We'll have enrollment open until the first week of December. We've given everybody time to stretch, to get their nerves right, to get themselves right and stretch, right? And so I put it out there, and there were groups of people that were excited, that were ready. But then I knew that I was agitating atmospheres. And I found that there were some people that were saying, listen, I need you to come down on those prices. Bring it down to where I can be okay with it. I know you got doctors and therapists, and you're a strategist. And yeah, I know you've hit a multi-six-figure earner. And no, I know you need to pay your staff. And yes, you've been giving stuff free away all year long. And you've been throwing out courses and webinars and things that we can get for little of nothing. But now that's something that I really, really want. I need you to lower that down so it can be attainable. And there was a part of me that wanted to partner with poverty. And I heard the Lord say, I will not partner with poverty. I will not. And something amazing began to happen. Women start saying, you know what? You've put something in front of me that I want so bad that it's causing me to go back into my finances and look at some decisions that I've made, money I put out there for things that didn't last me but a few days, and things that I invested into when the Lord never told me to do it. I'm looking at how I did. So you're causing me to get my credit together, because this is when I want to make an investment. This is when I'm thinking about taking a personal loan. You're making me go reevaluate some things I put in front of myself and some goals. You're making me think differently about what kind of community I want around me. And I said, wait a minute. This is the stretch. This, because it stretched me. to put 10 and 20 and 30 and $40,000 into investing and sowing at $1,000 and sowing it. And it was a stretch. So I said, wait a minute, if I can pay somebody at one time for $10,000 and it was a stretch, then when he put something in front of me and say, now look at what you're able to do, now set the bar high because it's time to stretch. It's time to pull our shoulders back. It's time for us to straighten up our spine. It's time for us to stop singing the song of sorrow and the song of scarcity. It's time. And so he said, I will no longer partner with poverty, but I will shift. I will stretch. I will stand up and I will see myself as a worthy investment. I will see myself as someone who deserves the best. I will see myself as the prize. I will stop investing when we think about how much time and how much money and how much sacrifice we've made for people and for places, and in places we've went on trips. Honey, I deserve this trip, child. I spent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, but I got what I wanted, or I got these shoes and I know they cost $1,200, but honey, I deserve it. When we think about things that we get ready and we spend money on a party and we say, I want it nice and that's good, and I want it to look good, and we've spent all of this money, or we go eat and we look at things and then we say, but when it comes to us, we partner with poverty. When you partner with something, that means you've connected. That means you've put yourself on the same level as it. That means you've said, we riding and dying. When you partner with something, that means you've made a connection. You've unified with it. You said we're united. We're together. It's you and it's me. We're two sides of the same coin. And we don't realize sometimes that when we partner with poverty, we say to ourselves, this is the level I'm gonna be on. This is who I am. This is just a part of my life. I'm just gonna live paycheck to paycheck. I'm just gonna always struggle. I will just always be. But we've partnered with poverty, and so I just want to create a little dissonance today. I want you to do that internal investigation and this internal inventory and ask yourself, what have I partnered with? What type of things on the inside of me are manifesting that partner with poverty? Could it be that my doubt is partnering with my poverty? I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if that's for me. I don't know if I can have that. I don't know if I deserve it. Doubt partners with poverty. Guilt partners with poverty. Child, what if I do this and I know other people, I don't want to be great because my friend is not being great and I don't want her to feel bad. And so I don't want people to know that it was the pandemic, but God still allowed me to prosper. I don't want to. Guilt will cause us to partner in poverty. Listen, fear will cause you to partner with poverty. Just always being scared. I say all the time, fear will fuel a fantasy of failure. Fear will make us feel like, all right, you do that, you're going to fail. Okay, you know what? You don't know how that's going to happen. You don't know what's going to, it will cause you to partner with poverty. Distrust. Oh, I don't trust anybody. I know what I went through before, and I remember last time it happened. And so I don't trust, this sounds good, but honey, one thing I know, you can't trust. Fear and distrust will cause you to partner with poverty. It will cause you, and a year later, you will still be saying, well, I don't trust anybody. And the person you was talking about, they went to the next level, and you looking crazy like, what happened? No, they decided that they would no longer partner with poverty. Can I be honest? Ignorance will cause you to partner with poverty, not knowing things and just talking off of stuff you don't even know without really doing the necessary investigation to get the information. Just ignorance. Just, honey, don't do that because that ain't nothing but a sham. Listen, where are you bringing this for? Honey, that's for them kind of, where did you get that? Listen, broke ain't biblical. I teach it all of the time. But if we say, God want us to be, he just want us to be content in all things. No, you need to find out who the writer, you need to see what a person said, that what disciple said, that he decided that he learned to be content. He didn't say he was complacent in it. And so we've got to understand pride can cause us to partner in poverty. Oh, I don't need that. Oh, I'm good, honey. I got everything I need right here. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and let the Lord bless me when he fit. Honey, Lord, any way you bless me, I'll be satisfied. That's a song, not a scripture. We've got to understand he didn't say any way he blessed you. He said, no, you'll be blessed in your going in and your coming out. You'll be blessed in the field. You'll be blessed in the city, in your storehouses. We've got to understand and stop singing the song of scarcity. What is causing me to partner with poverty? And so when we make the declarations, I'm done, y'all. I just wanted to come on and share this word. But when we make these declarations that we will no longer partner with poverty, we're coming out of alignment. We're coming out of agreement with things like doubt and fear and low self-worth and shame and guilt and pride and ignorance and arrogance and fear. We're coming out of agreement with those things that make us feel like we're not worth it and we can't do it and we shouldn't have it and we're not enough. We're coming out of agreement with those things that keep us still and stagnant and the same. We're coming out of agreement with people who make us feel like we're not worthy. And we're saying, no, I will no longer partner with poverty. I understand this and I will dismantle this dysfunction of deficiency. I am enough. My friend Dr. T always says, I am enough. I've always been enough and I will always be enough. I'm enough right now. I'm enough at this point right now. I might need some more. Might need to go higher. There might be something, but right now I'm enough. And guess what? Thanks be unto God. Listen, what I do know is, and if I'm not in my weakness, his strength is made perfect. He's sufficient. His grace is sufficient. And so when I wear his grace, when I operate in grace, it's sufficient. So I'm enough. I've always been enough. I was fearfully and wonderfully made. The very hairs on my head are numbered. I'm a royal priesthood. So I've always been enough. And guess what? I will always be enough. And so when we get to the place where we have a recognition of who we are, when we get to the place where we're tired of the same song, when we get to the place where we're going to stop talking about it and start being about it, when we get to the place where we stop scaring ourselves out of success, when we get to the place where we stop apologizing for our ascension, when we get to the place where we stop masquerading in mediocrity, when we get to the place where we give ourselves permission to prosper, when we get to the place where we finally say, you know what? The best Christmas present I can give myself is the present of the gift of the next level. Where do I invest? Where do I go? Where can I sow? What kind of programs do you have? Where is that link? When you get to the place where you understand that there are levels to this, that there is an evolution of elevation, then you will begin to see miracle manifestations. Then you will begin to operate in spiritual strategies for supernatural success. And so I hope that this little rant, I just wanted to jump on. I didn't want to stay here long. I really just wanted to agitate some atmospheres. I really just wanted to dismantle some dysfunctions. I really wanted us to do that internal inventory and make sure that we weren't partnered with the wrong thing, that we weren't partnered with poverty, but instead we make a declaration. I'm going to work in wealth. Oh no, I will no longer partner with poverty, but I will work in wealth. I will, as I do my work, as I operate in purpose. Oh no, I'm gonna work in wealth. I'm not partnering with poverty, but I see myself as the investment. I see myself as, and so no, that's right. I'm shifting. I'm not, yeah, it's great. I could get new shoes. I could get technology, or I could get connected to someone who's going to help me monetize my message, who's going to help me propel in my purpose. I could get into a society of sisterhood that's going to give me systems and skills and support and sanity. I'm going to understand that at this point, other things will pass away, but I need something substantiated that's going to put me in the next level. And so I really just wanted to encourage you all. I really wanted to give us some instruction, some clarity, some declaration, some information to look within at what we might have partnered with, what we might have connected with, what we might have tolerated, what we might have agreed with, and come out of agreement with those things so we can go to our next level. Thank y'all so much. I'm Dr. E. And y'all know where to find me on all social media platforms. If you are on Clubhouse, it's been off the chain. I'm there. Instagram, I'll be on tonight at 9 p.m. dealing with lobby linguistics, so you don't want to miss it. If you are interested in joining my premium coaching program, send us a message in the inbox or the email, and we will send you the link to apply. And again, if you want to be a part of the most amazing club you've ever been in, if you are a woman that you might say, listen, I thought my best days were over, but I'm trying to shift. I need a sisterhood. I need some accountability. I need some people to help me. I need to come in. We doing everything in the club. We got aerobics we'll be doing live in the club. We got leadership training live in the club, group therapy live in the club. I'm teaching strategy live in the club. Our graphic and marketing designer is going to be doing Q&As for those of you trainings about Canva and some systems you feel like you don't have. Love you too. It's all going down in the club, our club. And so you can visit rkclub.com to join our amazing club and be a part of it. Listen, we going all out. We having our induction ceremony. We're putting on our gowns. We all coming on the stage, our virtual stage. We going all out. We are going to the next level in this club. We got our own university inside of the club. So it's amazing. We're gonna have our own private retreats because that's what clubs do. We're gonna have our own merchandise with our logos on. You know how what is it? The members only club, they have we got all of that. So again, you guys know where to connect with me at. And so thank you guys for coming. Share this if you will. That's to somebody who really might just need that encouragement, and just make the declaration: I will no longer partner with poverty, but I will work in wealth. All right, y'all. Peace out, and I'll see y'all next time.